Welcome to Tamara Tattletales. I'm Tamara, and I spill the tea on your favorite reality stars. Married at First Sight Season 13 Zack has had a lot of drama swirling around him lately. Thanksgiving weekend, a 21-year-old young lady named Elena claimed she was having a sexual relationship with him, and all hell broke loose. My goal for this video is to present all the information about this story that is available at the time that I'm taping this. Then you can draw your own conclusions. One thing I will suggest is that you keep in mind that Elena was 20 years old when this relationship allegedly began. Based on my analytics, I know that most of us are older and will analyze the situation with a mature and experienced mindset, but this is a young lady whose dating experience is mostly with teenagers, not grown men. Just want you to keep that in mind. With that said, I feel the best way to tell this story is to first tell you how this information was shared with the public, because the way the information was shared is also a big part of the story. So I will start with how this information came to light, then break down the allegations and responses. On November 28th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, it started with this post from Bao. She uploaded these photos and captioned them. Less than a year ago, I took the biggest risk of my life and got married at first sight in hopes of growing in love and happiness with a lifelong partner. The short-lived journey proved to be one of the most emotionally trying experiences of my life, and I could not have persevered without the endless love and support of my family and friends. I owe nothing to anyone but them. In the comments of that post, someone added this: I wonder if she knows he's sleeping with other women in Houston. This was Elena's first post. Elena then hopped on Reddit and blew it up, starting with this post. Zack cheated on Bao with me. Unfortunately, I am the girl that Zack was cheating on Bao with. I had no idea he was dating anyone. He told me he hadn't dated since his marriage ended, and he knew I didn't watch the show. I ended up finding out about Bao the other day and asked him if he was dating someone, and he told me he wasn't. I messaged Bao via Instagram and told her everything and sent her screenshots and proof of everything she asked for. He played the both of us. He is a master manipulator and tries to play the victim in every situation. He is not a good guy. He just puts on a good act. This one is titled, This was on Sunday when I found out about Bao and tried to confront Zack, and he still continued to lie. Elena writes, I was good to you and went out of my way for you, just trying to be there for you. I thought you eventually wanted something serious, and I tried to give you space when you were going through it. I just wish you would have been upfront and honest with me. You definitely did. I have been upfront and honest with you. I'm sorry that you feel some type of way, but I seriously can't talk about this right now. Why didn't you tell me you were dating somebody? I'm not. Really? I hope you aren't, because I'm not that kind of girl. I just feel kind of used. I haven't said anything because I know you're going through stuff, but that was effed. This one she titled, Screenshots of my first conversation with Zack back in October. Zack says, I moved to Houston a year and a half ago because I love the city. I came from Baton Rouge and used to live in New York before that. So would you like to meet sometime? Yeah, for sure. I'm free tonight if you want to get dinner or something, or whenever you're free. So it's tricky now. I'm free whenever, but I don't go out that much because people always recognize me from the show and takes pictures and posts them on blogs. So if I'm with a girl, it would be posted on a blog and ruin the show. I only have a month left of this because that's when the show is over. Yeah, we can do that too. And of course I drink. I'm Hispanic, LOL. Do you drink? Yep. Okay, cool. We can have fun tonight. What time are you free? Whatever time you want me to come. Oh, damn, really? Yes, so what time do you want me to come? I mean, you want to come soon? I have to clean up a little first. I can leave like 4 to come there if that works. Yeah, or earlier. What part of town do you live in? You said you live by yourself. Yeah, and I kind of live near Katy. What about you? Right by the Galleria. Okay, I was just at the Galleria today. I'm finishing folding laundry, then I'm gonna change my clothes and I'll start heading that way. I'm gonna have my friend pick up my dog so she won't be here when you come. I already like you, so I want to just focus on you. Aw, you're sweet, but if you want your dog to stay, she can. I love dogs. She wouldn't bother me. Then Ryan from season 13 hopped in and says, should ask your parents if they're ready to pony up for a lawyer. Have a feeling you may be getting a call tomorrow from either a 225 or a 213 area code. Hell, maybe both. Enjoy your one night of attention. It's not everything you're hoping. It's not threats, it's common sense and how this works. I'm out. Enjoy giving this person what they want. Then she posts this and titles it, "This was the day Zack followed me on Instagram. I took a screenshot to show my friend who had told me about him, but you can see the timestamp with the date. This is the same day we started texting on iMessage if you look at the date on that post." Then she posts this one and she titles it, "The something he had at 6:30 was with Bao. He was playing both of us and even occasionally seeing us on the same days back to back." Zack says, "You going now?" "Yeah, I'm at the nail salon right now waiting. You far from me?" "I'm 17 minutes away from you." "Damn, if you were closer, I would have actually asked for quick head." "I'll give you as much head as you want tomorrow." "Oh, I have something at 6:30 tomorrow, so you'll have to leave by then. Is that okay?" "Yeah, that's fine. I'll text you when I'm done here at the nail salon." And then she titles this one, "I'm a pretty honest guy. These are texts from before we had our second date, 2 days after we first met." Zack says, "You are so perfect, like my fantasy." "Really? To me, you're perfect too. You're rare." "Aw, why do you say that?" "There's not a lot of genuine guys out there, and I don't think you have bad intentions. I don't think you would hurt me." "Nope, I'm a pretty honest guy. Like, I can't even remember the last time I hung out with a guy before you. I had my guard up for a long time out of fear of being used or getting hurt because that's kind of all I've ever known. But I decided I'm going to be more open-minded." "What makes you say I'm your fantasy though?" "Because you're understanding, hot, wants to make me feel good." "Aw, you're really so sweet. I'm really happy I met you." "Same." "What are you doing?" "Just in my living room. You?" "I just picked up food. Now I'm almost back home." "What did you get?" "I got Panda Express. I haven't had that in so long." I hadn't had it in a while because in Ohio, the closest one to me was like 40 minutes away. I hadn't eaten much today though, and I was starving. "I'm excited to see you tomorrow though." "Same. I'll text you tomorrow morning and we can figure it out." "Okay, sounds good." "Hey, wanna do like 1-ish, closer to 2? "Hey, yeah, that works. I'll just leave here like 1:30-ish. "Perfect." Then she titles this one, "My initial conversation with Bao when I first told her Zack was cheating." Elena says, "Girl, please tell me you weren't dating Zack. I was just sleeping with him." The following morning, Bao replies, "When? Can you send proof? I first met him on Instagram, then he sent me his phone number, but then later unsent the message, but I have all of our texts. Can you send me all your text screenshots? My hands are shaking." "Yes, and girl, I'm so sorry about this. I asked him if he was dating anyone and he told me he wasn't. I feel terrible. Can I call you on IG phone to talk?" "Yeah, you can call at 11. That's when I go on break. I'm in class right now. And I can send all my screenshots then too. I'll show you whatever you need to see." "Thank you so much." "Of course, I'll talk to you at 11. Then they started their call at 10:48 a.m. Then she makes this final post. And by the way, all these posts were on the same day. "I will not be posting any more on here. If anyone has any questions or needs any clarification on anything, you can message me on my Instagram. I am not doing this for clout. I am doing this to defend my character and show everyone Zack's true colors, which is something that needed to be seen. None of this was my fault. I was played and hurt by him, and I was not going to just stand by and let people try and attack me when I did nothing wrong." And someone replied to this message with, "Nobody knew any of this or you until you trotted it all out here yourself. So I guess if you don't want to have a conversation about it, don't start and then continue with repeated posting the conversation. I never said I didn't want to have a conversation about it. I just won't be posting any more stuff publicly on here. And I was being made out to seem like the bad guy, so I posted on here to defend myself and tell people the truth." Then she went on the Clubhouse app to tell her story, and someone went on Reddit and recapped that conversation. I'm not going to read this because I'm going to tell you her story in a moment with more details. Because after she went on Clubhouse, she did 2 interviews that I know of on YouTube. So that's the story of how the story came to light. Now let me tell you her side of the story. Elena said her friend is a Married at First Sight fan and thought Zack would be a good match for her. Her friend watched most of the season of 13 of Married at First Sight, but not the final episode. So Elena had just moved to Houston from Ohio to go to cosmetology school, and her friend encouraged her to reach out to Zack because she thought he was cute. Now, obviously, her friend knew Zack was married, but told her the marriage wasn't going to work out. So on October 25th, Elena sent Zack a very simple message. By the way, this was 2 days before episode 15. Decision Day was episode 17, plus they still had the 2 reunion episodes and Where Are They Now that hadn't aired yet. So Zack replied back and sent his phone number and told her he couldn't accept friend requests on Instagram. Then he unsent his message with the phone number, but she didn't notice that until later on. They made small talk on iMessage. During that conversation, he told her she was the only woman he's replied to and that he's still married, but he's just waiting for the show to finish because contractually, he can't file for divorce. People need to believe they're still married. Then she and Zack decided to meet in person the day they met online. He invited her to go to his place. He explained that it's because he can't go out with her in public because people would take their picture and post it on social media. But again, he has to look married until the show is over. So she agreed to go to his place and offered to bring him groceries so they can cook together and give them something to do while they're together. And Zack was like, it would just be easier to order in, and ordered her filet mignon fajitas. In the meantime, she told a friend of hers exactly where she was going, and that friend would check in on her throughout the day. Anyway, she said she arrived to his place like in the early evening, late afternoon, and he immediately offered her a drink. And that kind of threw off because she told him she was a lightweight, so she just sipped on it, plus drank the water that she brought. They talked about their parents, how they grew up, goals, how they felt about marriage, and their favorite music. They played Jenga and a card game. At one point, Zack hopped on his piano and played her favorite song, then played various Drake songs, one of her favorite artists, and had her guess which songs he was playing. He told her he was attracted to Hispanic women and was never really attracted to Michaela. He even asked her to speak Spanish for him. During that date, he invited her to come over the next day to go swimming, which impressed her because he wanted to make plans for another date while they were still in the middle of the first date. Later that night, he invited her to watch Bridesmaids in his bedroom. She hesitantly agreed. Things started to get a little heated between the two of them. She turned him down for intercourse, but gave him oral sex, but did not accept reciprocation, thinking it might lead to more. Now, at this point, it's around 1 a.m. Since she'd been drinking, Zack told her he'd feel better if she spent the night. She thought it was sweet that he was looking out for her and agreed. Nothing else happened, and she went home the following morning. He ended up having plans that day, so they didn't end up having their swim date. Instead, they got together the following day, October 27th. He told her before she came over that he needed to leave at 6:30. The plan was for her to come over that afternoon, so she was cool with that. Now, at some point during the day while they were hanging out, she went to the restroom, and when she came out, he was laying on the bed, and he told her that she was sexy and asked if he could see her naked. She didn't feel comfortable with that. Instead, they snuggled in the bed and went at a pace that felt better for her. They mutually wanted to have sex. However, he was insisting on having unprotected sex. But she was adamant that he wear a condom, even if it meant going to the store to buy one. He left the bedroom, rustled around his place, and came back with the condom. So that was the first time they had intercourse. She found out later that the reason he had to leave at 6:30 was to go on a date with Bao. Now, Elena claims she never watched the show and didn't start watching the show even after meeting Zack. She only saw clips that he showed her when they hung out because she didn't want to be influenced by the show. She assumed his television persona would be kind of fake and wanted to get to know the real person. She said one of the times they hung out, she witnessed Zack and one of his brothers FaceTiming and saying horrible things about Michaela for like 30 minutes. Listening to them made her feel even more sorry for him, hearing everything that Michaela put Zack through. He also told her that Michaela physically hit him during the season. So around the first weekend in November, he told her that he was going to New York for the weekend, that he needed to clear his head. She recently learned he went with Bao, just the two of them. Bao posted these pictures that are tagged in New York on November 2nd, which were possibly taken by Zack. Elena said every time the show aired, he would act really sad, didn't want to talk, and would ask her to bring him food and perform oral sex on him, which she did. He would say things like, "Some days I wish someone would just come over and hold me while I cry." Later, he invited himself to her birthday celebration. Now, her birthday was November 21st. Then stood her up saying that he was upset, like sad, and that he would take her out for a special dinner, just the two of them, but not that weekend because out of the blue, he was flying to Baton Rouge the following day. After he stood her up on her birthday, she started to kind of question if he was serious or not to herself. After the Thanksgiving holiday, he texted her and was making small talk, and coincidentally, during that conversation, a friend of hers sent her a video of Bao hitting a piñata with Zack in the background. She confronted him about it, and he claimed they were not dating, that people like to make their relationship more than what it is. She said, okay, I hope you're telling the truth, then later wrote this comment on Bao's photo and eventually spoke to Bao. They exchanged stories, and Bao believed her based on all of the information and screenshots she was able to provide. Zack flipped out, and he started calling Elena, but she was in class and told her to stop calling, which he did. Now, I'm not sure if this was the same day, but he barged into Bao's apartment. The only way she could get him to leave was by threatening to call the police. Later, he called Elena. She rejected his calls, but he would immediately call back over and over and over and over again. She finally texted him to ask what he wanted. He accused her of ruining his life because Bao was all he had. Then said because of what she did to him, that he almost jumped off his balcony. That statement scared Elena, so she called Bao to tell her that Zack was threatening to harm himself, and Bao called his family. They came down from Baton Rouge to check on him. Meanwhile, the next day, Zack began posting questions and answers to his Ask Me Anything request on Instagram as if nothing had happened. He also posted this announcement: we'll be going live on Sunday to wrap up the Q&A and to talk about whatever else y'all want to talk about. However, he didn't end up going live on Sunday, so we didn't get to hear his side of the story. But Elena released a phone call she had with Zack after she went public with these allegations.
And just a disclaimer that Texas and Louisiana are both one-party consent states, meaning that I had every legal right to record the phone call without his knowledge, but he did know that I recorded the phone call. I told him afterwards.
There's people claiming that they were hanging out with you while you were filming on the show.
Say again?
There's literally women claiming that they were hanging out with you while you were doing filming for the show.
Yeah. So you're done. So no more like trying to shit on Zack, right?
Well, for now.
Huh?
For now, I don't have any plans on doing anything.
Right. But why even say for now? Like, what's the way? If I post something happy, you're like, hold up, come, y'all. Found something else. Something like that.
I think you need to come out and take accountability for what you did. I honestly think that would help. Like, if you come out, like, honestly, Zack, like, I'm just gonna come to you, like, anger and problems, like, aside, like, you have to take some accountability. Like, you're 28. You can't just get to posting again, like posting a picture of you holding a dog or something like that. Like, you have to own up to what you did, and I think people would have a lot more respect for you if you did that.
Got it. I have owned up to what I did.
Okay.
You guys own up to everybody involved?
You didn't own up anything to me. You just told me that it was you tried to make it like it was my fault and told me that you were gonna, like, jump off your balcony because of me.
Well, I was.
Okay, but that's not, Zack, please tell me how that's my fault.
It's not your fault. I'm just telling you what was like, how what happened made me feel that it just didn't make any sense, because I don't know, like, you know, about interviews, just shit on me.
Because you portray this image to people that you're this great guy, and you were lying to me, you were lying to Bao, you're lying to all these people.
Right, but did you think about the consequences of doing this publicly? Not just for me, but for Bao.
Did you think about the consequences of what you did for me? Like, you think that my emotions and my feelings aren't valid just because I'm not on a TV show or something?
Question is, so why did you do it, though? Like, why go public? Because, you know, we already handled it properly.
Why did you do it, Zack?
Do what?
All of this.
No. Hey, no, I'm not making an excuse for my actions, but all I'm saying is making this public, that's on you.
Yes, it going public is on me. I was the one that did make this public. But there would have been nothing to make public if he hadn't done all this shit to begin with. The only person to blame is himself, but he doesn't want to take any accountability. He just wants to keep continuously trying to flip the script onto me because his public image is tarnished now.
Please put into this.
Are you gonna make an apology to the public now? Because I don't know how you're gonna go back to like just posting normal ever.
Why? I can't post no.
Because
Why
people are already in your comments. Have you not seen your comments?
No, I'm not. I'm not seeing my comments.
People are attacking you. They're like.
Are my followers going down?
I have not paid attention to your followers, but I know that all the recent comments are all just people angry at you.
Got it. But you know, like that's gonna go away, though, right? Like you know, people don't hate me forever. Do you think I should do a public apology?
I mean, I think you just should take accountability for your actions because that's all people want, is that you just take accountability and be an adult.
Yeah.
Because avoiding it and just going back to posting like normal, that would be more of like a childish response.
How would you know? You don't follow me.
I'm just saying, I think that it would be better for you to just take accountability for what you did.
But hopefully, do you feel better now? I know you got to, right?
I mean, like this really fucked with me because like I moved here for like new beginnings and shit like that, and then like I don't know, it's just not been what I've expected, so.
Got it. Well, hopefully you don't just leave this in the past, right?
It's not that easy. I know it's probably easy for you, but
Why isn't that the
it would be easy for you to just want this to just be left in the past because this is something that's gonna follow you around like anytime someone like looks up your name or whatever. But like mentally it's taken a huge toll on me.
Was that your goal to do this?
What do you mean was that my goal to do this, Zach? You are the one that, like, you did all of this is your fault.
Whoa. Okay, look. What I did is my fault, but this going public is not my fault.
Okay, but you went on a TV show and everything, and so your life, like, a lot of stuff is going to become public. Like,
Right,
when
no,
you do that, you literally sacrifice so much of your privacy. Like,
Right. But so you wanted this to go public. You wanted this to happen because you commented on her post. You messaged Val. You posted on Reddit. So that was you.
I wanted Bao I wanted to make sure that Bao saw my message. So that's when I commented. And then people were coming for me. And I'm like, oh, hell no, I didn't do anything wrong. This is not my doing. You guys need to go get your beloved Zach that for some reason people feel like is this great guy who literally just put on an act.
I am a great guy. Don't stop that.
Okay.
As for Zach's family response to all of this, one of Zach's brothers sent this message to Elena. You're absolutely pathetic. You are not heartbroken. You don't care about Zach. If you did, you wouldn't be trying to make Zach look bad. And Zach sure as hell doesn't care about you. I hope you really engrave that factoid in your head. He barely even knows you, and I can't stress that enough. You are the biggest clout chaser I've ever seen in my life, and it is so obvious. How many people naturally record a phone conversation? Like, come on, man, you could have hid your clout chasing intentions a little better, LOL. Also, let's stop trying to act like you're so innocent in this situation and that Zach is the only person that did something wrong. Don't forget that you were the one that slid in a married man's DMs with the intention to get with him. You noticed him on the show, said to yourself, I don't care about being a homewrecker and disrupting a marriage, regardless of the quality of the marriage. I'm going to shoot my shot and hopefully I can get some clout. You should really question your own integrity and not worry about others. Hope this helps give you some perspective. Elena replies, I'm pathetic? maybe you and your family should stop enabling him. You know nothing about me, and newsflash, your brother isn't a celebrity. Also, if I'm so thirsty for clout, why is my page still on private? And I've left hundreds of people in my requests. Bao and the other women thanked me for all I've done, and that's all that matters to me. Go get your brother some help. Then that same brother went on social media and posted this. I can tell you, since I'm his youngest brother, we are all very concerned for him because I have never seen him in this state. He is at our parents' house in Louisiana, and I drove down as well to see him. I actually slept with him every night because he can't be alone right now. He's also on Ambien and other antidepressant drugs, so the whole phone call Elena secretly recorded for more attention, he doesn't remember a thing. We love him and we always will. Elena replied to that brother, he's trying to manipulate people and make everyone feel sorry for Zack. Zack was fine on the phone. His only concern is that his follower count doesn't decrease too much. As for Bao, she posted this on Instagram Saturday and captioned it, "Thank you to those who checked on me. Your kindness is appreciated." Ryan and Jose went live on Instagram together. Now, they wouldn't comment on the situation, but Ryan did say this.
Zack and Bao getting married, I'm going to say that's not going to happen as of right now. Standing up for Zack when that chick spoke out. I don't know that I was standing up for Zack. I think I was standing up for Bao and the information that how that should have been handled. I don't think it should have been handled that way. Talk about how Bao is doing. I mean, Bao's not doing great. I haven't talked to her since, I guess, Thursday.
So Elena says that other women have reached out to her with claims that they were intimate with Zack as well. All of them are Hispanic, and they all were able to provide receipts. According to Elena, one of them dated back to December of 2020, before Married at First Sight Season 13 began taping, and apparently they were hooking up throughout the season. Now, these ladies want to remain anonymous, but I do believe Bao has seen their receipts as well. So, yep, this is it. This is a story and how it's been explained online so far. I've laid it out for you. I'm very curious to know what you all think. Let me know in the comments.